We got JJ buried here. We found the lost city of Mont Albion. We must have been walking on a lot of dead people in unmarked graves. Made it to the gravesite. People used to spend their life working right here in this bush. Sent a shiver up my spine. Woo! That was a horse. Good morning, legends. Last morning at Mont Albion. I'm going to sneak off this morning and visit the graveside of the old town while the girls do some breakfast. Mont Albion Station's name came from the old town that used to be here when the mines were operating in the area. And just behind me is a road that meanders its way through the hills and makes its way up to the old cemetery of the township. We're going to head up there this morning, have a quick look around. It's always good to have a look at the lost history. I'm getting some weird looks. This one hates going to visit graves. I think it spooks her. She tries saying it's boring. Quick pit stop. We've come up the top of this rock mountain. Man-made again, I'm assuming, from all the mining in the area. And we got a hell of a view out over the valley. This is all station as far as the eye can see. Does Jess look like she's enjoying it? Oh, it's a fun job, what a beach in a bar. Made it to the gravesite. Followed the track from the back of the campground. Sorry if we're not supposed to. We got the caretakers over in the background behind me. See if we can have a pat of them. Mum's sitting in the car. She is hiding out in the car with Peyton because they're both scared of ghosts and snakes. And as you can see by the cemetery behind me, it is not well kept. It is very much forgotten in time.
Up these stairs, and then this one. And then there's this one. Right there. And then just come over here. And you don't have to read this because nothing to read.
The old metal ones are pretty well worn. Cannot tell a thing about them. And they welded the gate shut. They mustn't have wanted him to get back up. Or her. Could be a her.
And here you come down this way. Or this way. Right here. And it is a baby. We can't even tell who this one is because there's no sign.
No, she's pretty beat up. There's not too many left marked in here. I don't know how many are in here unmarked, but either way, it has long been forgotten about. Luckily they fenced it from the cows. Good work, guys. Think she needs a whippersnip, but I'm sure if a fire comes through it'll clean out the brush. So that's the Mont Albion Cemetery. Back from the late 1800s, early 1900s. We're going to scoot on out now, see if we see anything else. I doubt it. I'm going to show you the old town dam because we go past that on the way back. And then we'll have to look at packing up and heading home, I think. What'd you think of the cemetery, Mila?
Good.
Was it scary?
Yeah.
Do you like looking at them?
Yeah.
Bit interesting?
Mhm.
Is it crazy to think there was a whole town here around it?
No.
It's crazy to think that nature will just take over when you leave. Alright, let's go look at the old town dam. Just going to say good day to the caretakers of the area. I highly doubt they'll let me near them. The big fella's just standing there looking at me like, what the hell are you doing, mate? All his Sheilas are scared. A couple of the other big males are making their way in from the back. So if you come in from the front way, you'll see this sign. That's your indicator to head up the road. Fun fact, there is a shitload more people buried than we saw. Just read the sign, 68 in total. I reckon we saw about 6. We must have been walking on a lot of dead people in unmarked graves. Sends a shiver up my spine. That was a horse. Anyway, we're going to head across the road because I reckon the old town might have been just in there. We'll have a quick scout, see if we can't find some remains. Well, this is an interesting one. We're driving through and the handbrake spotted this out the window. We've got ourselves a dog grave. I'm pretty sure this is a dog cemetery in this part. We got JJ buried here, and then dotted around are all these other white stones. I'm pretty sure they're marking dog graves. So we're in the right area. There was definitely something here. We'll keep looking around, see if we can't find more than a dead dog. Doesn't look like much, but we found the lost city of Mont Albion. May not be lost, and this may not be the city, it could just be the mine. Correction, this is probably definitely the mine, but there is a whole swath of stuff in this bush. Yeah, I said swath. Come down one hell of a goat track to get in here. Fingers crossed we get back out. But we're seeing lots of signs of history. Bricks everywhere. Old timber that stood the test of time, and we can see some buildings or remains of buildings up on the hill up here. We're going to head up and have a look, me and the girls. Let's go. Kicking off at the bottom, we got the creek behind me that way. As we pan around, we got old buildings up here and a big concrete slab up this way. We'll go check it out. This is definitely the old mining site of Mont Albion. A lot of history in this ground. Signs of old walls, old buildings up through here. Oh, if these bricks could talk. We got everything through here now. We got sight of it. I'm gonna guess the old smelter. Bricks everywhere. I'd love to have known what these buildings were that are knocked down, but this one up here is still standing, partially.
We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Oh, 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 Saturday night. Oh, oh, oh.
She's been pretty reclaimed by nature, but I'm standing on top of one of the only buildings still standing. It's partially knocked down, but I'd say it's the old smelter. We got trees growing in the top of it. The creek's behind me down the hill a little bit. Peyton's over there checking it all out. We've got a few walls still standing around the place, but for the most part it's just piles of rubble. It's still interesting to think that people used to spend their life working right here in this bush. I'm guessing this was a building, they used to feed it from up top there. If I spin around, we got a bit of a wall behind me left of a building. There's footings all over the ground, made out of timber because it's all timber joists and everything that are slowly perished, but I'd say it's also been buried under the rock. Somewhere back here was something interesting. Anyway, I've lost where I saw it, but there was a pile of old nails that must have been holding the floor together at some point. The floor I'm standing on now is just old stumps. What an interesting place, and there is no way you would just stumble across this. We had to come down one hell of a rickety track to get down here.
Check out the height of this old wall. Check out how discoloured these rocks are when they were burning.
We're at the bottom of the hill now by the creek. I think this is where the slag pile came down. 100 years of built up stuff over the top, but occasionally we're finding some nice little rocks. They're clearly not how they were naturally made. They're burnt up, melted piles of rubble, but there's some interesting colours in some of them. Pee-wee's searching through behind me, seeing what she can find. Anyway, we're just going to have a look at the creek, but that's the end of our tour of the Mont Albion mine site.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. 'Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5, happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind, trying to save your time, in case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list. Girl, you can skip this.
So behind me now is the Old Town Dam. Just over 100 years ago, this was supplying water for the township of Mont Albion and the smelter that we just visited. There's even a black swan out on the water just to top it off for us. Well, that's the end of our weekend at Mont Albion Station. What'd you think?
Good.
Mum?
Good.
Saw a bit of the history. Caught a fish, that's a rarity, even if it was just an archer fish. Bit of oasis. Anyway, if you get the chance, come out and stay on Mont Albion Station for the night, or 2 or 3, because there's plenty to see in the area. For now, we're going to catch us next time.
Like, comment and subscribe. Chickens. Don't forget to watch the bloopers.
So Mont Albion Station is derived, no. We're kicking off at the bottom of the hill. We got the creek behind me, that way. No. If you just stay, we'll just take it in. No. And it's all been buried under some, no. We're finding some interesting little coloured, no. We've even got a view of a little black, well, there's even a black goose out, no, it's a swan.
See you next time. Final words from you, big boy.
Good day, good evening, good night.
Don't forget to see the bloopers.